Hi guys, welcome back to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. So I'm going to do an intro here, guys, and I would like you, if you would please, to not fast forward. It's kind of important for the reading that I'm going to do. As you all know, if you're in the spiritual community, you ought to know, and if you don't, I'll just let you know that we are just wrapping up the year of the snake. And we are entering into the year of the fire horse. This is the Chinese zodiac, by the way. But our Gregorian calendar, and it's the new year. Sorry, I forgot to say. And we are in the new year, right? We're starting out 2026. So the year of the snake is a culmination. It's an ending point. It's a shedding of something that we have been karmically creating or learning in the last 9 years, okay? Relationships finding closure, finality, people who have loved ones that are exiting the earth. We have big, huge world stage changes in our society, and it's kind of the wreathing or writhing, I don't know how you pronounce it, and death cycle of things that we've outgrown and things that no longer serve us in all areas of our lives. It could be a job that you just aren't growing in. It could be a relationship you're not growing in. It could be a belief system that's preventing your growth, but the planets have been aligning, and the archetypes of these planets are really speaking loudly, as above, so below. And so in this death and rebirth process, a lot of people believe that it's over now because it's 2026, but it's not. You see, the Gregorian calendar doesn't take into consideration the 13 moon cycles. And so the true new year doesn't actually arrive until the end of February, beginning of March, around the spring equinox-ish. I didn't do my research for the exact time, but the 13th moon cycle is the divine feminine. 13 represents divine feminine, and the Gregorian calendar kind of was a manipulation tactic in order to also subvert divine feminine energy, which is the creativity and flow and birthing aspect. And so they want to rush everything up so that we miss out on the birthing period, which is actually right now, in vitro. This is where we're supposed to be resting, meditating, creating, tying big fat bows on things that we're shipping out of our lives, those relationships no longer serve you, the jobs, etc. Because if you don't do this, then more than likely you'll continue into a new 9-year cycle, learning the same lesson that we were hoping, meaning Spirit was hoping that you would learn in the previous 9-year cycle. And so I felt that this reading was important because between now and you can look up the date. I really honestly believe it's the end of February. I don't know exactly when the Chinese zodiac switches. But between now and then is your opportunity to actually listen to your higher self. Listen to your intuition. Take action on creating those endings, that emotional withdrawing from and walking away, like the Eight of Cups, emotionally walking away from things that you've actually seen, felt, and know on a deeper level that you no longer want to be experiencing. And then in that time, after you do the walking away, after you do the final endings, that's the shedding of the skin, then a new you emerges. But this new you you can actually help co-create through prayer, meditation, visualization, taking back your power, standing strong in your convictions, speaking your truth, paying attention to where your focused energy, laser focused energy is going, because where energy goes, creation flows. And so if we're creating a new 9-year cycle, I would think that you would want to be a powerful, conscious creator, co-creating with the divine, a better world, a better collective, a better personal experience. So, you know, it's like we're all going through it, every one of us. Some will choose to repeat old patterns and old lessons until it becomes so inscrutable, I don't even know if that's a word, excruciating, that you kind of get the memo and finally act on it. And I'm not saying you're going to stay in, you know, a horrible relationship for 9 years, but you might actually be there a while longer until you listen to your inner voice or listen to Spirit's guidance. All right, so that being said, I set my intentions during this reading that we would look at what Spirit thinks we need to work on in order to create the highest and best outcome in our own personal life and in the world at this time. You know, we can't change the world, but we can change ourselves, which changes others. It creates the ripple effect, the butterfly effect, the pond, the pebble in the pond effect, right? You change yourself, which helps to change others, which actually does create change in the collective field, which is the universe and world that we live in, even in our own towns and country and etc. So I'm not going to keep going on, but I did want to say that I have been a little AWOL here because I'm in the research and development stage of other platforms where you guys can now follow me if you're interested. I will link them in the description box below. I am now creating content on Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Instagram. And so if you're interested in following me there, because those are much shorter, they're like reels and much shorter content. You get the long, lengthy version over here, but over there you're going to get content that you don't get here. And if you'd like to join me on Patreon, you're going to get exclusive readings and content that you don't get here. So all of those links will be in the description box below. And if you'd like to book your own personal reading, there is also a link down there. This is a collective reading, so some of it may not resonate. Leave that for other people because somebody watching definitely needs to hear it. And take what does resonate with you. I'm sure there's a message here for you as well. And I'd like you to use your discernment at this time in order to pick your pile. So pile number 1 is Andara Crystal. And pile number 2 is raw rose quartz. Take a moment and choose your pile and set your intention on what does Spirit or your higher self or your spirit team want you to know in order to move forward into your next 9-year cycle starting now. Okay? All right, let's get into it. Pile number 1, if you picked this Andara crystal, so these are really cool. I don't have time to tell you all about them, but just Google Andara crystals. Okay, I like this one because it's a dark color and I use it for the protection. And I don't know, I'm just a witchy girl. I like the color black and dark colors. So here we go. All right, Spirit, what does my pile number 1 need to know? Oh, look at here. Okay. I see what you're throwing down. I really see what you're throwing down. Your overall energy is, oops, I don't know if I can make that. Well, we're going to put it here because I want you to be able to see it. Okay. So, before I get to your oracles, we'll get to that in just a moment. What I'm seeing right off the bat is so clear, pile number 1. You would be my pile that are deeply empathic, deeply connected energetically to the field, right? You're probably extremely sensitive to other people's energy, and not only do you absorb other people's energy, and you need to kind of create some boundaries, healthy energetic boundaries when out collaborating with others. But this is also about the energy you bring into an experience. Okay? You absolutely bring healing, wisdom. I mean, look at, you've got swords. This is you're very wise. Sorry, guys. We're having milder temperatures, even though it's raining, and I live in a rural country, so there's a lot of four-wheelers, side-by-sides, motorcycles, etc. Anyhow, so what I'm seeing here so far is that Spirit's saying, you know, during this time, you really need to be looking at how in the past you, being an empath, allowed yourself to maybe overgive, or to not have healthy boundaries, or to maybe want to help heal people. Rescue. I'm hearing rescue. Maybe you wanted to rescue people. But Spirit's kind of saying, you need to heal this pattern, because your future mission, what you can actually co-create with the Three of Pentacles, is bringing wisdom to an area for others, bringing wisdom and knowledge and truth to others in areas of your life where you have been hurt, where you have experienced the Three of Swords, where you have been to battle and perhaps came back triumphant. I mean, this is supposed to be Apollo. He comes back triumphant on the Six of Wands, and then he kind of recovers. This is a recovery. This is a healing card. This is being grateful that you made it through the war, right? And what did you learn from it? With the fourth sword here, this is heartbreak. This is trauma. This is the hard stuff, the battle, the war. And the fourth sword represents your knowledge that you learned from it. And so you actually have been on a healing journey where you're learning through the wars and battles that you've been through. You've been working on healing yourself. And maybe you're still in this energy because it's here. Working on healing yourself and gleaning the wisdom from the experiences. Learning in quietude, solitude, about yourself, about your decisions, your choices, your beliefs. And I think you've been healing a very nurturing, loving soul where you overgave. When you're out muggling with the collective, you tend to overgive. And Spirit's wanting you to take these experiences, to sit with them, to heal them, to create change, find your voice, because you absolutely need to find your voice. She's the Queen of Swords, the Queen of I've been there, I've done that, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie, and I ain't never going back. She is like open and receptive. Look at the difference in the energy. She's open and receptive, but she's not so open and receptive that she's a sponge. This is about healthy energetic boundaries. It's about speaking your truth and not allowing other people's energy to affect your truth, to affect your healing, your stability. And it's also about teaching, I feel, for this group. Like you being such a high empath, and we are moving into ascension, right? We're moving into we're in the great divide right now. You're not a chosen one, you're just one who chose. And Spirit's saying that your soul chose to ascend, to heal, to collaborate, and it's big Mercury energy for you. You've got swords, and then you've got earth energy here, Capricorn energy, which is Saturn energy, and then you've got, the fire. This, we all have our own inner fire. So what I really see from this, and we'll probably get more messages or maybe even different messages when we get the oracles out, but what I'm seeing is that right now you should be working on figuring out what did the old you, or who was the old you, and where did you give your power away? Where did you allow yourself to overgive, to basically set yourself on fire to keep other people warm? I'm hearing rescue, like you wanted to rescue the world, change the world, help people. And there are other light workers, other souls here that are also ones who chose, that you will kind of be collaborating with in the next 9 years, creating with. But your expertise is going to be what is your golden ticket. So right now, focus on healing, focus on your truth, focus on what you've been through and what would you like to change about it. My guess is you would like to still be able to help people, but to have healthy boundaries and speak your truth. And to build something that is going to not just be prosperous and helpful to you, but to the collective. And maybe even to collaborate in something like writing a book or vlogging or being a mentor, teaching what you've learned through your experiences in a way that doesn't take your energy and your power, but actually protects it and teaches others how to protect theirs as well. We need to get out of this energy of saving people and more into the energy of teaching people how to save themselves. Jesus said, give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for life. You, my friend, are going to be a teacher, and it doesn't mean formal. You don't have to go to school and become a teacher, but you are going to talk about your experiences. Or maybe you won't even talk about it, but you'll just live it. You'll actually sit in a new energy of accomplishment and mastery where other people will see it and learn from it. There's going to be many ways that you teach. It could be, like I said, you might choose to create a business or something where you teach other people what you've been through. Or you might just teach them energetically, because she's like this empath, simply by walking the talk. living the proof. All right. So next we have intuition and manifestation. Absolutely. This is a number 3. You've got another number 3 and another number 3. Look up angel number 333. You are, and this is the 3 of Wands in a regular tarot deck. This is futuristic, right? It's turning your back. Normally you would be turning your back on the past and looking forward to the future, knowing that your ships are coming in, knowing that what you're creating is actually what you want, is actually wanting you. What you're what's arriving is actually seeking you out, the same as you're seeking it out. So intuition and manifestation, that's what's happening in this 4 of Swords. It's like, what have I learned? Wow, that was painful. I don't want to experience that again. What did I learn from it? Did I have healthy boundaries? Did I use my voice? Did I defend myself, my inner child? Did I speak clearly? Did I shrink to fit in, or did I expand to grow, right? Trust your intuition. You need to be in this healing energy before you can move forward with the rest of your mission. Next, we have change. Absolutely, because you're changing. The world's changing. The energy is shifting and changing. And so it's like destined change is here. I believe my son is home. Nope. I guess it's the people across the street. My kid's out running in the rain. If he comes in, I'm sure he'll disrupt, but just try not to let it break the flow. And then we have unexpected surprise. This is beautiful. This is like when you find your alignment, when you actually allow yourself to heal from the places where you unknowingly allowed yourself to be taken advantage of, or where you gave more than you received. Once you start holding healthy boundaries and trusting your own inner knowing, manifestation just happens naturally. And so what do you want? Like, tell the universe what you want to create, speak it into the field, and then take energetic action to create change. And then it comes in. It's like that 3 of Wands. What you want wants you too. What you're seeking is seeking you. What is meant for you is on its way. And some of us don't really know exactly what it is we want yet. So the 4 of Swords is using your intention to create the change that you want to receive and experience, and thereby mastering it so that you can help others as well. We have wait, gaze, judge, reflect, then act boldly. I mean, we've already covered that. That's the Queen of Swords. That's the 3 of Pentacles. That's creating. The 4 of Swords is the intuition. It's the waiting. It's the in vitro. You're in vitro, right? You don't have to hit the ground running. Right now, you still have time to actually go within, to do the waiting. I mean, you can't give birth to a baby until the time is right. You're in vitro. This is divine timing. But in this divine timing of the 4 of Swords energy, you want to be looking at, learning from, judge, right? Making final decisions, reflecting on, and then when the year of the fire horse starts, that's when you're going to act boldly, using the knowledge and wisdom of the past, not to hold you in the past, but to create a better future. 3 of Pentacles. Then we have wish granted. Look at, there's your unexpected surprise. Wish granted. The outcome may not be exactly what you wanted, but it is exactly what you need. That's why it's an unexpected surprise. Sometimes we have been, I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes we have been through so much when we were in the war, when we were in the matrix, when we were unawakened and unaware, that it's hard for us to really know what is best for ourselves and for the collective. But remember, with the Three of Wands, what you're seeking is already seeking you. This is about being open, honest, authentic, and know that what is meant for you is absolutely coming in. The outcome may not be exactly what you want, because sometimes we don't know what we want, or sometimes we don't know that what we say we want isn't really in the highest and best for ourselves and others, you know. That's why it's a co-creation. Spirit knows best, right? So it's an unexpected outcome. May not be exactly what you want, but it is exactly what you need. Now I've got advice for you. And look at the eyes. You guys got eyes everywhere with intuition. You guys are my spiritual badasses is what it feels like. So, oh, I have it upside down. We have quantum jump. Oh! Yes, this is an opportunity for you to jump timelines quantumly. Like whoosh. Like you just shift. It's like all of a sudden, you know, you think you know your path. You think you know your way home. And you're driving the way you've always driven. You're headed in down the same roads, doing the same thing, repetition. And then all of a sudden you just, boom, take a hard left. And think, you know what, I've never been down this road. I've never gone here before. Let's see where it takes us. Let's see what happens, you know? Like when you quit that job or end that relationship or change that belief system, all of a sudden you're no longer feeding energy into the dead skin of the snake. Now you are absolutely quantum jumping into a higher timeline. And that's beautiful. And it's the number 9. So you had 333, which equals 9. And now you've got 36, which equals 9. So you are wrapping up a cycle. And you guys are really, really intuitive, empathic. And becoming a master manifester is what I'm hearing. Let's read from the book. Quantum Jump, number 36. You guys are shifting gears, and it's going to change everything. A quantum jump in timelines is complete and utter change. It's like a tower moment. It's like, yeah. And then after the tower moment, I always say, you know, you got to build your foundation again, right? That's the 3 of Pentacles. All right. I'm going to read now. I could channel all day. You guys are my spiritual badasses. So we have grasshopper, quantum jump. In physics, it is understood that a quantum particle breaks down to the smallest particles that create the fabric of reality. A quantum particle is every version of itself at once. Yet when the particle is observed, it becomes the version of itself that is reacting to the observer's consciousness. This also applies to humans. In layman's terms, we are every version of ourselves, but our consciousness dictates what version of ourselves we choose to be. Grasshopper's medicine jumps into your cards today and asks you to quantum jump into the highest version of yourself. You do this by assuming the identity and emotion of the self that you want to become. It is in you to be the most fantastic version of you. You just need to jump into it. Stand up straight, fix your posture, Wake up early to pray, meditate. There's your Four of Wands. And move, manifesting and change. Eat foods that the most amazing version of yourself would eat. Dress the way the highest version of yourself would dress. Work like the version of yourself that you respect. Treat people the way the highest version of yourself treats people and wants to be treated by people. Take action toward your goals in the same way that the version of you who is making big wins would take. Let me say that again. Take action toward goals in the same way that the version of you who is making big wins would take. Start loving yourself the way the version of you who is in love with themselves would treat themselves. This card says you can no longer identify with being a victim to your circumstance. You are powerful and you create your own reality. Grasshopper's medicine asks you to choose to be the version of yourself that feels the most fulfilling right now. What you've been chasing this entire time is within you. Jump into the you that actualizes that potential. Ooh! Okay, guys, that's your reading. And how powerful is that? I could sit here and describe it more, but I think you already know with all these eyes and this intuition. I think you this isn't your first rodeo. And so this isn't more learning. This isn't more healing. This is the in vitro. This is the actual time of creating, right? In the womb, creation. Creating that version, that life that you actually want to experience. The wish that you want granted. And don't try to fit it into a mold that's small, because maybe spirit knows better than you exactly what it needs to look like. You set the tone. Let spirit create the symphony. Vibration, vibration, vibration. I love you guys. I'm going to move on now, since we're going to have loud noises again, to my pile number 2s. There will be timestamps down in the comments below if you're watching this on anything other than YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, you know it'll be in the description box. All right, pile number 2. What is going on with this collective during these very pivotal creative moments? This new version of self. All right, we've got the 9 of Swords. It says cruelty. We have power. The 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, and we have strength in reverse. Sorry, guys. Just the way it is. So, part of me is thinking I should go ahead and pull your oracles, although I didn't for pile number 1. So I need to sit with the energy for a moment and ask myself, or my higher self. So pile number 1 was my spiritual badasses. Once you watch this pile, I want you to go watch that pile so that you can kind of have a role model to inspire you. Because pile number 2's, what I see here is you guys are actually the ones that are sitting in the chaos. You're sitting in the fear, the anxiety, the worry, the, watching the news, the fearful evidence, false evidence appearing real. Really allowing all of the energies of major transformation and change. It's scary. You guys are finding it difficult, a very difficult time in your life right now, because we are in the end stages of death and transformation. And you're watching or experiencing tower moments, areas of your life where your foundation is weak, and you know it, and you're watching it fall apart. You're experiencing the writhing of the death call, and it's not comfortable at all. And you're actually questioning whether or not you even have the strength to survive it. So what can this look like in a personal life? This could be divorce. This could be the universe takes away your job, your home. You're maybe experiencing actual death, where people that you love, it just feels like chaos. It feels like everything's chaotic. Everything. This is my negative Nillies, okay? I'm not picking on you. I'm just reading energy. If it's not your reading, scroll on. Or go watch a different video that I created before. But my guess is if you pick this pile, you probably are experiencing a lot of chaos, a lot of endings you didn't expect to end, a lot of decisions you didn't expect to have to make, a lot of experiences that you didn't think you'd ever experience. And you're stuck in this worry, fear, overthinking, disempowered energy, watching things crumble, feeling vulnerable, feeling afraid. We're going to turn that frown upside down, guys. We really are. Because if you're not awakened, if you're not spiritually aware of energy and how it actually affects everything, it is everything, so it affects everything, then you're probably my pile that's just not fully aware yet of the why. Why is my universe changing? I mean, come on, we've got 2 moons now. We've got celestial happenings that even laymen, people that don't understand it, see it. The Schumann resonance is all over the place. There's chaos, right? It's like our skies don't look the same. Our bodies maybe don't look the same, especially if you're in high stress. Things are just shifting and changing too fast. And you guys feel like you're losing control. You're losing your power. You're losing faith, some of you. But the truth is that anytime there is a fall of a civilization, or the fall of a job, or the fall of a relationship, or the fall of something, it is always because change is constant, and you can embrace it and co-create with it, or you can experience it as a loss. And I'm going to try very hard how to teach you guys not to experience this in a negative way, but to use these energies in order to create a powerful outcome. Go watch pile number 1. So let's get your oracles out, because I feel your pain. I feel your stress. I feel your disempowerment. I feel like you feel Everything is falling apart and falling into chaos, and you don't know what to make of it. You don't know what to believe, and you don't know where to go from here. So let's get your oracles out and see what Spirit has to say about that. Understanding. See, understanding is clarity. It's clarity. It's breaking free from your own prison. It's a realization that it's like this bird's creating through fear its own prison. Where out here, other people are just experiencing peace and harmony and happiness, and you don't understand it. You're like, I don't get it. Like this Four of Pentacles was my foundation. It was my safe zone. This cage protects me. And you're not feeling protected anymore. You're feeling exposed. You're feeling vulnerable. But it's because you lack clarity. You lack understanding. You lack knowledge. You've been asleep, believing whatever other people or other things either told you to believe, or through certain experiences you had, you drew your own conclusions and created your own beliefs. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. If you've had a hard life and things have been tough, we develop a belief system that things are always going to be tough. Things are always scary. But the truth is, understanding will set you free from this energy, this disempowered feeling of losing your comfort zone, your safety. There's loss here. Well, there's loss for everybody, but some people embrace it and say, come on, bring it on, Spirit. Take what doesn't serve me and leave what's left, and I'll work with what I've got. When other people are like, oh my God, it's all I ever have. I've built it my whole life. The last 9 years, I've put so much energy, so much of this, that, and the other thing in it. And now what? It just goes away. It just falls apart. It just disintegrates. And there's no understanding or knowledge. There's knowledge that you don't understand. That in every ending is an automatic new beginning. It's the Aurora Boreas. It's the snake eating itself, right? For every ending, there is a new beginning. If you leave one room, you enter another one. I think you've been in a comfort zone, and you've been giving your power away to your government or to your friends or to your jobs or to your religion. You've been giving your power away, and now you feel like you're a victim of instead of a creator of an experience. Loss. I don't want to lose it. I could channel for you guys. I just hear it. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose that job. I don't want to. You're afraid you're going to get left behind. Look, this guy's getting left behind. This bird's getting left behind because they're anchored or tied to something that no longer serves them. It's no longer beneficial for you. Yes, it sucks to lose a relationship. It sucks to lose a friendship. It sucks to lose a job until you've gotten through the in vitro, the creative process, and you get to the other side and you see that something better replaces it. And if something better doesn't replace it, it's because you're not actively creating it. You're allowing chaos to create it for you. And that's where we've been for millennials. I mean, it's been a long time, guys, that we have been asleep in the matrix, allowing other energies, other people, other things to actually tell us what to believe, what to do, how to act, where to live, what that should look like, what your body should look like, what your home should look like, what your future should look like. And did you ever just stop and ask yourself, do I even want that? Is that even what I wanted? Or am I creating that just to fit in, to be accepted, to be loved, to be safe? Because you guys, you know, Spirit's saying this ship is sailing. The 9 years is up. This is a karmic cycle. It's a 9-year karmic cycle. And Spirit's like, can you detach and fly? Get on the damn boat. Tuck in your arms and legs. Regardless of whether or not you feel safe. Can you trust the process? Can you trust your intuition? Can you trust taking your own damn directive instead of missing the boat? God, I don't want you to miss the boat, guys. I mean, look at all these free birds. My favorite song of the 70s and 80s. There's an understanding that eludes you at this time. And the understanding is that your emotions in a fearful attached state, attachment style. This man is attached to the past, to the comfortable, to the, no change here, don't change anything. I'd rather be stuck here, stranded here, where I know where I am and where everything's at, rather than exploring something new and allowing yourself to expand and to grow and to detach from loss, grieving. Some of you are grieving. Some of you are finally understanding that you've been attached to something that you lost a long time ago, but you never let it go. You never let it go. Trauma from your childhood, addictions, belief systems, bad experiences. You've allowed them to identify you. Some of you, not everybody. I'm hearing not everybody, so don't take it if it doesn't feel right. But some of you are attached to your chaos, to your negative vibration, to your fear state. And it's self-imposed prison. And some of you are starting to understand that it's a prison of your own making. And I keep hearing that song. I love, if you've never heard her, it's Bella International. She's got a song, I Call My Power Back. It's almost like I'm seeing an opportunity for pile number 2 to call their power back. Like he's loosely holding on to this tether. It's almost like he's saying, I call my power back. Yeah. It's like, don't go. Don't leave me behind. Come back. I changed my mind. I want to be included. I want to leave this place. So where are you currently, energetically, where you want to leave a place, but you have fear of the unknown, fear of losing your safety net, your safety zone, your familiar spot, because you're definitely being called out of it. Rebirth. What did I say at the very beginning? We are in vitro, baby. We are creating a new world, a new galaxy. I mean, come on. Our universe is actually shifting and changing. I can't get over the fact that we had A1 Atlas come in, which is an interstellar visitor from another galaxy, another universe. And then we now have 2 moons. Look it up, guys. I'm not BSing you. And there's just so much going on in our universe. things are shifting, things are changing. You can't stay where you're at because it's crumbling. That world is being deconstructed, and something new is coming to take its place. And there are people here that are going to help co-create this new world for you. And some of them will even teach you how to create it for yourself. But trust me when I say 2026 is not going to even closely look the same as 2025. And if you cling to the past, if you cling to the timeline, the fear, the energy that you've been stuck in, you're going to be pulled out of it, like it or not. If you're in a job you hate and you're so afraid, you feel called, maybe you feel divinely called to quit, to create that job that you always wanted, or that business that you always wanted, or that thing that you've always wanted. But you're afraid, and you're kind of like deer in the headlights, frozen in fear. Spirit's like, no, foundations that are not built to last will crumble. That's why the Four of Pentacles, fours are about foundation. Four of Pentacles in the upright is actually somebody who is feeling safe. You know, they're protected. They're in a comfort zone. They sometimes get stuck in that phase, which is what I think you did. And Spirit's like bringing it down, saying, no, if you don't quit the job and take that initiative, we will take the job from you, and then you won't be prepared. You'll have to recreate, rebirth from the rubble, the ashes. But you are in a rebirth. Energy frequency shift. This is so important for you guys. So important. Energy is magnetic. Fear brings more things to fear. Anger brings more things to be angry about. Lack brings more things to be in lack over. Frequency shift. You need to raise your vibration, change your thought patterns, change your routines. Stop telling the old stories and write a new one. When your energy shifts, it creates change. You got a number 32, which is a 5. This is big for you guys. We have Mountain of Mastery. Ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by the stoic presence of the Mastery Mountain pathway. Spirit is telling you, life was not designed to be easy. Nobody grows in the comfort zone. Nothing happens but entropy. Cause and effect. If you don't feed energy into birthing new energy, you will become stoically lost. And everything starts dying off because you're not feeding it the right energy. Energy shift, frequency shift. Climb the damn mountain. 1 foot in front of the other. I just experienced this not too long ago when I was in North Carolina. I went to the Outer Banks, and all my buddies climbed this freaking sand dune that was like a pyramid. It was straight up in the air. And the reward of climbing that sand dune, which, by the way, sand is not easy to climb on. But climbing it, the reward was at the apex, at the top, at the summit, was the most beautiful sunset that I personally have ever experienced. Ever. Because on one side of the island is the sunrise over the ocean, and the sun sets on the other side of the island. And so they were more physically fit. They had less fear. They had less story saying, I can't. My knees won't let me. My back won't let me. I might fail. I don't know if I can get to the top. Oh my God, it hit me so hard. I watched everybody else climb to the top, and they were just having the time of their life and seeing, preparing to see the most beautiful spectacle that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Or maybe you could do it more than once. But I mean, for me, it would be the first time I would ever have this experience. And I was allowing fear and limitation to keep me at the bottom of that damn sand dune. And then I sat there feeling like a failure, thinking, oh my God, what if I get halfway up and can't make it? What if I'm not strong enough? What if I fail? What if I hurt myself? And then I watched my baby sister, who literally transformed herself in the last several years. We both have, but she has just been a rock star at fearlessly tackling obstacle after obstacle. And I thought, you know what? I am not going to let myself be outdone, ego, by my baby sister. She is an inspiration for me. And if she can do it, I can do it. And I climbed that MFer, and it was not easy. I actually walked around the other side and looked for a route that wasn't going to destroy my already bad knees. And I found it. If you look, you will always find your way. You will always find the path meant for you. And I climbed that MFer, and it was giant. And I got to the top, and I actually got to sit with all of my friends and watch that beautiful sunset. And it was a moment in time that I will always remember, where I chose to face my fear and do it anyways. And I didn't know if I would succeed. I didn't know if I make it. And I did it anyways. One foot in front of the other. I didn't look up. I looked at my feet. I planted one foot, found a steady place to put it, and then I planted the other one, and the other one, and the other one. And before I know it, I could hear them saying, "You're almost there. You're almost here. Hurry up. The sun's going down. You don't want to miss it." I planted another foot and another foot, and I overcame those fears, and I busted out of that freaking belief system, and it taught me something. Taught me big things. Not just that, but other things that I had done right before going on that vacation. And so, guys, don't let fear be what you take into the next 9-year cycle. Don't let limitation, don't let the old story, don't let worry and low vibration keep you from rebirthing yourself, becoming a better version of yourself, and really allowing yourself your inner truth. This is wisdom. Spirit's saying, listen, everything that was just channeled for you is wisdom. This is something you can bite and bury in the backyard. This is knowledge. Knowledge is power, empowerment. I think you guys are feeling disempowered, and Spirit's saying, no, wisdom comes when you recognize your inner truth. And maybe the truth that you've been fed, the truth that you've been believing, the truth that you've been repeating wasn't the truth at all. Maybe it was just false evidence appearing real. So let's read from the book for you, and then we're going to call it. All right. Inner truth, owl. Owl sees in the dark and knows what is not directly being shown. She is the master intuitive. In ancient Greek mythology, Owl sat on the shoulder of Athena so that the goddess would know the whole truth at all times. If you receive this card in your reading, it is a message that you have a deep inner knowing and you can trust in it. Think about that, guys. What if the story's false? What if you already know what needs to happen? What if you already know what you need to do? You're just standing at the bottom of the summit, at the foot of the mountain, and you just haven't taken that first step yet. So whatever guidance you are currently seeking, this card is a confirmation that the answer will not only come, but it will come from within. Because see, you guys have given your power away to the news, to the stories, to others, to your religion, to your husband, wife, your best friends. You're giving your power away, and Spirit's like trying to tell you that your intuition is your compass. It's your inner compass. And when you stop facing outward, looking for your answers, and go within to find the truth, that's what is going to change your life. That's when you call your power back. That's when the boat turns around because it's still within your voice. You call out and it returns to get you. And here, the bird calls out to the others and they show him the door. Your inner guidance, your higher self, is always she or he who knows. So whatever guidance you're currently seeking, this card is a confirmation that the answer will not only come, but it will come from within. Al says it's okay to not always immediately know the right answer or what to do. Fears may arise and hide the truth of a situation from you, but you're being asked to sit in the confidence of your inner knowing, shifting your frequency. Patience is of the utmost important. When you push and try to instruct your intuition to immediately figure out the answer, your intuition becomes strangled by your ego's control. All you need to know is that the guidance will come. When and how it comes is none of your business or your concern. Life will help you connect with your intuition to reveal the truth, figure out the best path, and do what is best for your growth and the growth of anyone else involved. Owl's medicine shares that you do know the answer, and it will be revealed at the correct moment. Relax and go do something else. What I would do if I was you, I'd go watch pile number 1. That's what I would do. Because there isn't a teacher over there who is doing it. You know how they say people who say it can't be done need to get out of the way of the people actually doing it? I believe the people in pile number 1 are already doing it. Go watch their reading and see how it's done. And then give yourself that 4 of Swords energy of prayer and meditation and quiet time and time to go within. And from there, your compass will show you the way. So I love you guys. I hope this was beneficial. This is a very pivotal time in human history. I love you. Namaste.